Oh, not quite as good. It's the last one. Oh dear. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another Penguin Academy game analysis. God, I'll try. I'll do my best, right? Uh we are in week 4 of the 2026 Winter Super League. We're at the bottom of the of the table, and we have Star Ferret and his Dark Elves versus Olivier Dulac and his Flings. Olivier obviously a better player than Ferret overall by some margin, but he's brought Flings for no reason, and doesn't seem to be very good with them. I don't know if he's ever played them before, in fact. But he is at the bottom of the table, so he does get a chance to, play some of the lesser players in the Super League, so that will help him out. Let's talk about the setups. Standard chevrons with a wide LOS from Ferret, which is fine, absolutely fine. You don't want to go closed LOS because they just all get stuck on the same tree or whatever. But it doesn't matter so much here because they're almost certainly all going to get stuck on a tree. It's Flings. It's not like Woodies or anything. I don't know what's going on with the setup from Olivier. This side is properly protected, and this side just has one hefty who's in the wrong square. So, yeah, not certain what's going on there. This is not a 3 dice block. So he's hoping that these are POWs, so he doesn't have to do a follow-up block, so he can move over and get an assist. The ball does go to the right, so the first thing I'd like to see is these 3 Flings move, well, at least 2 of them, the 2 closest ones, the catcher and this one, move over to the ball. This Hefty could stay, but I wouldn't really want to expose him. He's the leader. So maybe the Hefty and the catcher move over. It looks like he's trying to carry on Puggy. I mean, I guess. But, like, ideally, the ball is in a full cage that's that's a 6+ dodge in, right? So, like, trying to pick up on a loner, even though it's a good loner, I'd rather him be the screen at that point. So we are hiding these, which is, absolutely good. We go with the tree. It's not a loner on Flings, so it's just 27 to 27. Oh, do you know what? I haven't done the thing, so I don't know. 4 and 2. It looks like the chef only took one reroll. No, it took one reroll, yeah. Hang on, let's just go back and look. One reroll. Yeah, there we go. So we get 3 dice. We're pushing to the left and we're following. And removing. So there goes a Dark Elf. Oh, see? Gets the take route there. I'll be honest with you. Even though I've only got 4 rerolls, I would immediately be tempted to reroll. Not just tempted, I almost certainly would reroll. Having a tree tied up on turn 1 is atrocious. So I would have rerolled that. And I would have rerolled into another one because 3 of the dice were 1s there. 3 of the 4 dice were 1s. But I still would have rerolled it. It doesn't matter if I'd have rerolled it. It never matters what the dice would be, right? I don't like this. That's the wrong place to put him, isn't it? Unless we're blocking with the Fling and then blitzing with Zug, that's the wrong place to put him. That's obviously the wrong place to put him. He should be there because you want to knock him onto the tree and stay where you are as a better screen against the ball. You could fail the pickup. Don't like that at all. That was just wrong. I also don't like that he's just waiting to do a foul, and it's a +1 foul. Yeah, I didn't like any of that. It's just rolling dice, right? There's no real care or thoughts. It's just rolling dice. It's like he's not taking it seriously because it's flings, so he's just rolling dice, which I don't like to see in a major competition. Like, this is essentially one of the major competitions of the Blood Bowl 3 world. And people rocking up with, like, flings and then not really playing properly, or just, not playing well because they... And, of course, Ferret immediately just blitzes without moving any other players. Only has 2 rerolls, so doesn't want to reroll a dub skulls. Just leaves all of his other players standing, including exposing his runner to a tree blitz. Which he knows is bad. It's because once he moves him out of the way of that being a thing. So, just shitty turn ordering. Fails to dodge. So that's going to be a big boy foul. Oh, come on, Olivier. Look, I know triple skulls, it doesn't happen that often, but the ball is exposed, man. Put it in a fucking cage before we blitz with a loner. Come on. It's such basic Blood Bowl. You have all of these players to just make a cage. Just make a fucking cage. Let's see where the ball goes next and see whether it matters if this guy was on the ground. Because he's not. And it doesn't. That was a +0 foul. Gets a Kaz. It just feels that way, Winter. So, like, I've said a million times before, right? Despite us all being pissed off at, like, at the bad things that happen to you when you get the quad skulls, when you dub skull into your own death, like all kinds of crazy shit, when you snake the tripwire. The overall, by a wide margin, Blood Bowl is incredibly forgiving. Incredibly forgiving. There are just not many games that people play competitively that allow you to be as bad as Blood Bowl does and still do well. The obvious example I give, like to boil it down to the most basic thing, is if you take a 3+ instead of a 2+, that only matters 17% of the time. 83% of the time, your objectively shit and wrong play doesn't matter at all. Like, what other games can you think of where being just objectively wrong, doing the incredibly obvious wrong thing, doesn't matter the vast majority of the time? Like, it's just silly, right? Like, that's what he just did with Zug is wrong, right? It's objectively wrong that he doesn't put the ball in a safer position first. But also, it doesn't matter. Like, it matters so little. All that it matters to is long-term record. 1 in 216 times that will go wrong. If you do it like 4 or 5 times a game, that's 1 in 50 games that you'll lose the game because of that. 1 in 50 games. It's nothing, right? However, long term, that's 2%. That's 2% of your games. That's how we keep track of who's good and who's bad, right? Percentages. I'm like a 75 to 80% coach. That's how people know I'm good. The percentage. If I did that all the time, I'd be a 70 to 75% coach. Like, I would be actively seen as a worse coach. It losing the game would rarely ever happen. 1 in 50 if you're lucky. It's just a weird thing about how Blood Bowl is played and how it's seen. It's why I bang on about it, even when coaches... Olivier's had, like, one of the most successful Blood Bowl careers of any human in the world. Because Blood Bowl is forgiving and you can play Blood Bowl like this and still do very well. That's the thing that people don't see. People that think that success is a good indicator of whether or not someone is good. Or the best. Olivier's good, just to be clear. But whether or not success is an indicator of them being the best. And it's just not. Blood Bowl does not have great formats. The only way it would be if you had a format like this with Resurrection style, with good tiering, which again people will argue about, so even that's hard, that lasted a long time, where everyone played like 50 games of Swiss against everyone else or something. Then you'd have an argument that whoever's at the top of that is the best. These kind of tournaments, nah. I mean, last game, right? Vernsa was playing Arzawain. Arzawain, one of the best players in the tournament, had a good record. Vernsa, one of the worst players in the tournament, playing him in Swiss, which means he's got the same record. That's just the formats that we play. I'm sorry this goes on. So here's the thing, Winter. XCOM is actually one of the examples of games I bring up when I'm talking about dice in different videos. XCOM purposefully gives you incorrect RNG. That's not that 99% shot is not a 99% shot. It's lying to you. Oh, he went for the crushing blow. He went for the crushing blow to keep Mighty Blow, and I mean, I wouldn't have done, right? I'd have kept it for if I hit like someone good, but it doesn't matter. You might as well use it when you can use it. It's not a big deal. But then he rolled a 3, even though he had Mighty Blow in place. Ball slots in between the two trees nicely. And then we make the dodges. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that to be that way around. If he'd have failed that dodge, this Hefty was getting surfed. Hefty should have dodged first. Like, if we go back and look, you think just because the Hefty has Fen doesn't matter if you fail that dodge, right? Because that's just a block that pushes you to the sideline, and then the Blitz surfs you. So... that was the wrong way round. This should have dodged first. And again, to me, that's objective truth, right? You can argue some other reason for it. Maybe I can't think of a reason. But to me, that's just objective truth, right? That's wrong way round for that reason. I don't know what the reason of the other way round is. Because that's how you should think about it, right? What if this fails? If that fails, not only does he take an armor break, he's getting surfed. Well, he's getting surfed, you know, a percentage of the time. But still, he's getting, like, you're giving up the possible surf. It's not like you can just turn, you can't follow anything because he just surfs you with the witch then. You can't turn off fend, so you're just getting surfed. So this one should have dodged first. I just feel like that's blatant. Iron Fling. And another Iron Fling. Oh, baby. And there we go. I don't know why this guy's not screening. This guy was left. Like, why is that guy there? Surely that's screening, right? Like, there's nothing in the way. I'm very confused by this defensive position. He moved the blitzer up to mark the sneaky gate. And then just left the runner there. Which means completely free forward movement. Vessel goes there, ball goes there, leader goes there, and we have the ball moved forward safely. You might notice this tree is going to get left behind. That's why I would have re-rolled it early on. Goes back and bases the same line, though, hilariously. And he's going to foul now. Incredible. No armor break, though. Okay. We're going for the dive. Don't make it. That was a 1D into red D. And he'd already moved the other players. So if you're going for that dive, if you know you're going for that dive, don't move this witch. And don't take this block. Just dodge, right? Because if you get the push into red dice, you're going to push out. Right? This guy can take a block, but there's a guard on him. So he needs 2 assists to make a 2-dice block. Hey, look where the 2 assists are. One of them's the witch. And then you get 2 dice. And then you have this guy to react to what happens. And if you do get the sack straight on, it could bounce this way, and you got this guy to come round and stand on the ball or whatever. So you don't block, and you don't move the witch. And you don't move the blitzer. It's really early in the drive, right? It's really early in the drive. So if you dive in this early, which is not terrible. Like, if you think you want to go for it, go for it. It's fine. It's a 1D with wrestle. But you're moving too many players. You got nothing to recover, nothing to react with the sack. Or minimal to react with the sack. Like, first, you've just wasted him trying to pow fish on a hefty. So the likelihood is here, it's a 1 in 6 of a skull, 2 in 6 of a sack, and 3 in 6 of a push. Right? So the most likely thing that happens there is a push. If you get a push, it's into red dice. So the most likely thing that happens again is another push. So the most likely thing that happens if you make this dodge is pushes into pushes, which means the ball will end up there. As you've moved your other players, you now can't get a 2 dice on it when you could have done. Like, there's no forethought to what happens in the rest of the turn. It's all success state thinking. And like, it's all in on this sack. But if you just thought about it for a second, you could have pushes into 2 dice. You get another 2 dice on the ball. Which is what you can reroll. You get 4 dice on the ball looking for a POW. Olivier now down to 2 rerolls. He's going to foul the witch. No other reason to stand the ball there. Stands up. Doesn't dodge at the end. Interesting. And that is a failure. So now we're in some trouble. Because, yes, rolled a 1 essentially. So now, we might as well make it a blitz. There's no reason to make it a jump up. I don't think the blitz is relevant because we only get to there. Oh, no, the blitz might... No, you can't tag this player. Can you? Hang on. Oh, you can. You can... Yeah, you can do the jump up. Because you can get the ball to there. Or to there. And you can blitz. I think the bottom one is better. Because this guy can blitz. This guy can come over and tag. This guy can be an assist. And then this guy can blitz from that square straight up. I think the bottom one is better. You need someone to tag the hefty, which is easy, goes there. You need someone to come round and tag these 3 players, which is also easy. You've got a blitzer right there to do it. So do the jump up 1 dice. Do you tag this player, though? That's interesting. 1 dice into red dice and then gives you the 2 dice is probably better than 1 into 1 that doesn't give you the 2 dice. Yeah, I would do 1 into red here. Well, we've already blocked with this guy, which is wrong. Okay. Would have snaked something if he'd done a dodge. So this weird play is... Where's he going? Why did he go... Why did he do extra dodges to go around there? Just tag here. Yeah, he's not doing this, so it doesn't matter. 1 dice full pows him. Doesn't break armor. What's he doing? Blockless double rush blitzing a sidestepper? And stakes a dodge. Oh no, wait. That's the... Oh my god, that's the blitzer without dodge. That's the blitzer without dodge. No, that was a rubbish version of that turn. Did not take full advantage of Olivier's high-risk play. Going wrong. Got lucky with the... I don't know why Olivier even scattered the ball. I wouldn't have scattered the ball there. The last thing I want there is the ball on an elf. One dice put out. Has the ball in hand. Does a dodge. Nips back inside. Don't know why he didn't take this block first. Okay, the ball is back on a fling. Has worked out for him. Removed a witch. What's the blitz? It's just... Why is he just blitzing that guy? Okay. I mean, it has worked out that the cage has no 5+ dodging. But you can fix that. No, you can't. You could... These were both down. Yeah, there's no 5+ dodging. So you're going to have to wait a turn. Don't know why he's blitzing that fling in particular. And then just stay in there. Yeah, I don't go for a 6+ dive unless it's turn 7. And it's your only option. Pushes onto the tree. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets a full cage in. Fails again. Dodges. Makes it a 6+ dive. Ignoring threat. Right. So what do you do here? It's kind of an interesting conundrum for the elves. A screen isn't bad, right? Forcing repeated dodges isn't bad. Well, yeah, that too. I think at this point, that's probably the safest thing to do, isn't it? Literally stick in the grid and blitz and base so that he can't blitz forward. And force him to do like 4 1-in-9 dodges and hope he fails them. Well, he shouldn't be at the front. Oh, God, he's... Okay. We're going all mans. That's the wrong way round for them, isn't it? Gets the full pow. No armor break. All right. I mean, it's probably going to end up with a similar amount of dice to roll for the flings here. But it does give you different possibilities than you had before. For example, we have Zug free and can reach players to blitz them, whereas if they were in a grid back here, you'd have to do a rush. You would never do that. It gives you Puggy free as well. So, what way out of this are we going with? There's almost certainly going to be no way through with no dodges. You could 3-dice with Zug, fishing for a POW, which would chain the Hefty forward to take a 1D blockless. Sorry, 1D with block. But it still doesn't get rid of this blitzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, he still would have to dodge quite far to the left. I don't think there's any way out of this without at least 3 dodges. And that's if you get a POW, which I wouldn't trust, so I probably wouldn't go that route. The Hefty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 diagonal dodge. But you got to get rid of this blitzer. And then you got to get rid of him. So you got to blitz straight up here. The chains onto the other blitzer. You use Puggy to go here. You 2-dice him off. And then you hand off to him. And go diagonally. That's probably the right play. That was a rush. Hand off to him to avoid a rush because it's a 1 in 9 instead of a 1 in 6. And then we're triple dodging. Yeah, that was worse. And he 1 in 9s. That was not better. Wow, okay. It's a hell of a pass. Okay, so the problem that the Dark Elves are going to have here is that the runner stayed out, which means that they could end up with no rerolls. The runner is the only guaranteed reroll they get to keep. If If I'm the Dark Elves and this is the play state that I pick up with, I would be looking at quick scoring to guarantee the draw. And hoping I get my KOs back. Because it rolls as few dice as possible, and I'm likely to have, at most, like one reroll. Deep kick is a problem. And he has, in fact, ended up on 0 rerolls. The chef went 2 out of 3. Honestly, I don't think it matters to either of these coaches. Both of them have lost 2 games already. This is just for pride. And as far as Olivier is concerned, not even for that, because he brought flings. Olivier does understand the tree problem. Both trees rooted, and he's doing a rush. Holy shit. I don't think it matters. I mean, it might have mattered. I don't know. I don't know what the state was. I'm not really keeping up with the table. Gets a stun, so he gets to do it again. These are too close together. Why are they so close together? Why are they so close together? Throws himself on the ground. He's going to end up in some trouble here. Jammed himself into a small space. Very easily double and triple based. Not a particularly good turn from Olivier either. Not as much pressure as you would have liked to have seen. Not really certain why these two hung back. And these two based like he was going to foul this one, but then didn't. The tree didn't move at all, I don't think. Should have been more pressure on, force more dice. The more 1 in 36s you force your opponent to roll, the more likely one will actually happen. I swear to God, I've not watched these games. But imagine, like, if he'd based everyone up, that was his dice. If he'd based everyone up, that was his opening dice. If he'd actually put more pressure on and no one could have moved without rolling dice, he would have lost the game that turn. Because 1 in 36 times you're opening dice of that. I thought I could have sworn we'd be going for the witch there. And this is it, isn't it? Like, what is the plan here from Ferret? Just hope? It's just hope, isn't it? He's run backwards. There's 11 players running towards him. He's just constantly dodging and blitzing and staying in the backfield. Like, as long as the flings don't all jam themselves to one side of the pitch, sooner or later he's going to run out of luck. Okay, admittedly, that is way too soon. Like, and annoyingly now, that's what he's going to remember, isn't it? He's going to remember that he opened 2 turns with a 1 in 36, which absolutely sucks when you have no rerolls, obviously. However, could have scored by now. Or this 1 in 36 could have happened up here. And not down here, and you don't just auto-lose. Yeah, there's no dice mitigation. He allowed himself to get based there. He could easily have had the ball somewhere where he can't get based by a tree. No, I'm just going to assume you meant that. Got him. And that's it. It's the end of the game. Yes. Plenty of ones for everyone. Oh, Ferret just gave up. Don't know why he took a block and then gave up. It was a snake. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Quite frankly, get down tonight. And there we go. The Flings win another game. And Ferret drops further down the table. The Flings got no hope of qualifying or anything. Like they lost the first two, so it's just middle of the table for them. We'll see where Ferret ends up. I think he drew. Like, I'm pretty certain he diced J-Leave into a draw at some point. So we will see you in the next game, which won't have Flings in it, so I'll care more. This is week 4. I'm still miles behind.